Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we are playing Nordic Ashes DLC that just came out, the Remnants of Corruption. We're going to check that out right here. If this is a survivor-style roguelite with a ton of metaprogression. If you like the gameplay you see here, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description. If you want to help the channel grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Okay, jumping in. Normal Nordic Ashes is over here, and then you have your metaprogression and all that. Some of it carries over, but just the character progression. Otherwise, for the actual out-of-game meta progression, it has its own new tree. It also has a mechanic here where once this bar is full, it starts giving modifiers that make your runs more difficult. But that's as you're going to get those points as so you see like plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, 16, 14. That's how much corruption we put in. So it's very quick before I start getting modifiers during the run. Couple ones real quick I wanted to point out. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. So this one right here, this one gives an extra upgrade slot on when you upgrade your weapons on the beginning of the room and everything. And this is basically doubles the amount of upgrades you get. So this is like super important real quick. You want to grab that early. Second one over here, you want to grab Benevolent Healing early. This is going to heal you by up to, at this point, 3 half hearts, so 1.5 hearts at the end of the room. If I have nothing to heal, it gives us extra blue hearts. Now that's the cool part, and you'll see how that works and how that makes your life so much easier. This over here, right here, is start your run with a passive relic from your survivor's constellation. That helps out quite a bit. This is the third one that I found that I felt helped out a huge amount, and that was the being able to choose from all of your weapons. Okay, now we're going to jump in there. We're going to take Thyra here. Now, if you look, this is the stuff I'm talking about when this carries over. Her personal levels carry over. Nothing else does. We're jumping in here. I'm on expert here. I tempted to go down a level because this can be kind of hard. I've gotten to the boss twice. The first time I had like no hit points. Okay, so when it says normally when you start, you'll only have, I think, 2 choices. Maybe it might be 3. But these are all of her abilities, and we're going to take the Uncanny Bow because I like the Uncanny Bow. All right, Poison is pretty okay, but in the beginning, if you get this one, if you get basically these choices, which are not uncommon to get on her, I would take this one because it really actually starts doing some work real fast. And early in the game, her DPS on a 1 arrow to 1 arrow basis, not great. But she scales real fast, and she's ranged, so that tends to help things out when you're struggling. Now, if you see, all the stuff that was on at the end of each level, it seems like the stuff on the ground will actually increase your corruption level. So there's a couple different ways, and there's a place in between levels sometimes that you can get rid of some corruption. Okay. Our Deity of Burning here is leveled up. These are at the beginning of every run. You're going to get one of these deities that you get to align with. And as you level them up, they get new stuff. As you can see, this one only has the first level, and this one, we're already at the second level. So this one just wants us to have fire artifacts, and burning enemies receive more damage. So we kind of know what we want to do there. Visitor's Room is very cool, by the way. So we're getting very lucky real quick right here. All right, damage in area. Damage is good. Area, not so great. And that's such a low amount of crit that it's the first initial level of them are always kind of low. I think I'll take that though, because the damage will help us out the most here. All right, we want to crack these. These are our meta progression crystals. These that little one you just saw there that came out of the mines. And then we have basically at that point we have a little Brotato like room, little room battler, and we go in here and we are fighting against both the enemies and our corruption and a little bit of RNG. And when I say fighting against, I'm not actually joking. Sometimes RNG is just not going to do anything you want it to at all. All right, so I don't have any rerolls yet. That's a little deeper in the progression, but since so many things just came out right on top of each other, it's been hard to get to anything. This is tempting, but I think we're going to take the fireballs because the fireballs tend to be pretty good. We can do a forge or a heart. Heart gives us a permanent red heart. Forge, if we had more money up in the upper left, I'd probably go there. Ooh, you know what? Let's do it anyway. Okay, so at the beginning of every room, these are the 2 lines that they're talking about. When I said that getting that one, normally it would just start with 1 line, and it's almost always going to be low level. The other line that you upgrade to gives you a 2nd line, and that 2nd line has a lot higher chance of being something cool. See, like this 2.5%, that's a little bit better. That's a little not too bad. But this, on the other hand, is great. Area plus extra damage. Oh, yeah. So, this, if you played the game before, you're going to be familiar with what you're doing. And the characters are, like I said, the character tree stuff carries over. And I like the corruption mechanic being both part of your upgrade system and part of... So you're gonna when this game's at its best is when you're spiraling out of control, in my opinion. And this will happen, but that does not mean you're actually going to be insanely strong. Oh, 15 gold for that. But look at that. That's a half a second off that cooldown. Heck yeah. Suddenly that thing's turning into our main damage. Now see our blue hearts up there that we've just gained because we didn't lose any in the last room? We also don't have any money, so we won't go to the shop. But since we didn't lose any hit points, we actually gained these blue hearts. And at early game to mid game, when you start getting healing or some ways to heal, these end up becoming a really good buffer, especially if as you're playing in the early stages of the game, because you'll get this, and the better you get at dodging in the initial rooms, the bigger buffer you get to learn the rest of the rooms and the way everything works in here. So I think that's a really good method. That is right there going to be happening, because that's going to raise up our area on it, and our area, sweet. Because that'll start taking out like just chunks of guys, especially once we start getting to. We'll probably get another projectile soon. Usually I get those pretty early. Oh, jumping right in at a 7% crit chance. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, it's interesting because you optimally want yourself to be making everything explode. Yeah, there you go. See, now our minions have more health and move speed, but shard drops are increased, and that's sort of the trade-off. You get better stuff, but it also gets to have we will end up with all of this. I think we'll go with the daggers right now. Those two paired very well. Forge room, we only have 10 gold, so let's not do that quite yet. Let's see. Oh, we'll get damage and cooldown here, or damage and cooldown here too. That would be really nice. That's almost 0.2 seconds off there. Yeah, let's do that. Plus that gives us some competitive damage with the other weapons that have been in existence for a little bit longer. Ooh, let's see how fast we can donk. Ooh, that extra damage though. That crit is coming in already in here. Ooh. I don't think I've killed that one that fast before. Oh, cooldown reduction. This thing's going great. All right. We go with our initial cooldown one. Ooh. Damage 5, but movement speed minus 2.5%. I think I can do that. I can live with that. Shop, relic. We have 16. Still not really enough to go with any of the shops. Damage and crit chance. Damage and projectiles. There we go. We want to get our bow up as fast as possible, because there's a specific upgrade you can do in this with this character that it doesn't. I'm not going to say it makes the game easy mode, because it doesn't. What it does do though is it gives you one really, really beefy source of damage, and so you can comfortably one-shot things for a lot longer with that version, with this ascended version. All right. And when you get it, you know, if you play this game, when you get it, you'll recognize it, because it's the one that like turns it into giant arrows. Yeah, see, our corruption just slowly creeping up. Alright. Hey, I actually was going to take this in a previous run, so that works out. Okay. Hey, let's purificate. We can come here occasionally and get rid of some of our corruption. I don't see a lot of those rooms, honestly, which is kind of hilarious. One of our constellations or a random relic. You know, we have a couple constellations that I really like. Cooldown and extra arrows. Yes, please. Although technically, I don't know if I should extra arrow with that particular one. I wonder if extra arrows are affected on some small way. I also got my crit rate above 100% for the first time. Unfortunately, I got murdered like 2 seconds afterwards, so I wasn't able to test if my crits could crits. If they can, oh my. Oh, that would be great. Alright. We'll keep going with XP at this moment because XP is good. Oh no, I don't want to take that damage. Yeah, look at our blue bubbles. Look at our blue ones. This is why I said getting those two skills early will get you so much farther just because you're going to have durations pretty good. Okay, we're going to take the everything gets one more. Because we like all the projectiles. There we go. Let's get that guy going. The throwing daggers have an attack speed and they have they also have like a cooldown. So I had one game where I forgot which one was which, and I had like the attack speed on the daggers. Oh, I walked right into that. Oh, for shame on me. Oh, I did it again. I'll take that damage. It's okay though, because technically we're not injured, and technically we were not hit. So, whoa, hello. Rude. So, cooldown's really, we have a lot of this. We do need more cooldown. Essential crystal. Okay, so here's where we go crazy. All right, so when you go into your menu, we're gonna go with this one, and again, like there's a little piece of me that wants this, but this right here, this shoots 4. Oh yeah, it is 4. So it does affected somewhat by your projectiles, powerful arrows, and those deal a lot more damage, and they penetrate everything. Visitor, upgrade one of our weapons. I think we're gonna go visitors. Let's see here. There we go. Cool down. Yeah, see that thing? That thing does so much damage. Look at his poor life. It's like so far past the type of damage we should have at this point in the game. Eventually the game will catch up with us, but this is not that point in time. Ooh, daggers. Oh. See, we'll get really high in critical chance. So it's one of those where it's like, I want to do this, but if I'm going to do that, I should do this, because this is going in there is going to have a huge effect on how much that can do. Okay, we got that. All right, yeah, we'll play here forward. By the way, there's a timer down here, which is cool. I like it, actually. And it just continually ticks up. All right. Ooh, tentacles are good. Tentacles are new. The laser plushie was great. We might take the laser plushie. We could get... Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Friendship token. Yeah. All right, let's purge. The purging. Hey, we're back down for the smallest period of time possible. Well, let's go for another weapon. We want to kind of have... Well, I feel like another weapon's going to be good. Yeah, see, it has this attack speed. And I just had one where I ended up, for some reason, my brain derped and thought it was the cooldown. And I had it down to like 0.11 seconds in between daggers. And I was like, oh, wait, that's not the stat I think it is. Those hearts right there. Now, this is something cool about those hearts. Those hearts are from part of this DLC. These hearts actually curse everything when they break. Everything around you. It is super cool. And then you do way more damage to them. So right now we have 2 forms of fairly... I don't think we can go past that number of hearts. To be honest, I'm not sure we can have more hearts than we have right now. Oh, legendary projectiles. Don't mind if I do. Oh, that was good. That was nice. Ooh, that was very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, there we are, back up there. Yes, it is interesting because you do have to play around that mechanic, but I like that they gave you a lot of ways to do it. We could go with more bows, or we could do spears. Spears is actually really strong. More bow is good, but I think spear's gonna... Do we want to convert one? I kind of do. Oh yeah, instant damage upgrade. Oh, 9 projectiles and a damage upgrade. Oof, oof. Cooldown and so many things. So many things. I think I had that rune that does magic damage. No. We had 5%. We got 50% to throw an arrow, which does 50% of weapon damage. I believe the weapon that procs it was my guess. We've got the minus movement speed, which I do need to get. I need to pick up some movement speed. That's something that I'm kind of missing here. There's too much movement speed, so so in regular Nordic Ashes, you will want movement speed like super bad, and having a lot of it is not at all detrimental in that game. Having a lot in this one can be. Because everything is... let's go with the poison this time. Because everything... There's a real cool thing about that, by the way. That's 15% at the moment. We'll go here because I like the level... But there's a level 1 in here that'll work really well for us. So, more spears. Alright. Ooh. Oh, one of our hearts, one of our blue hearts is now a half a fire heart. I don't know if that was a trade that was worth doing. We have so many ways to gain health. It's going to be, like, embarrassing. If I get just, like, face planted at, like, 20 minutes into here. A full 5 points of damage. That's so tempting on both of these. Oh. Which do you do, though? We fire this thing off all the time. So let's do that, because those are just... Alright, let's get our attack speed moving on that direction. Attack speed, definitely good. There's some real cool... I've unlocked all the characters from it, and they've seemed pretty good so far. I figured we'd just play her because that's the one that has, like, the best chance of getting us to something like this, where I've got a little bit... Okay. Remember we took the thing that gives us 15% chance to poison? Effect probability is one of the upgrades you can get in here, and that means that now has 20% chance, which is great. Damage, cooldown. That was what I was going to say. Oh, an ice artifact? Did we go? No, we're fire. And I haven't seen a fire yet. Okay, so we'll take 2 levels. A cooldown and a cooldown. Relic exchange. Nope, I'll go armory. Cooldown, damage and projectiles. There we go. Oh, this guy right here. This guy's got like a... There's... So, watch out with this guy because he can do these like back to back sometimes. And it hurts a lot. Eventually he stops. Oh. There we go. But especially if you're off screen, sometimes if you're off screen to him when he stops, he will very, very, very possibly decide to just go ahead and do that again. Which can feel pretty hard to dodge at times. Ooh. 11 projectiles. Yeah, see, this is the attack speed. I was almost trolled by it again. No, you will not catch me like that. More daggers. That's a lot of damage. That is so much damage. Oh, these are both just crazy good. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to have to go here. Those are both just so good. That was a crazy amount of good stuff. XP. Ooh, Meteor Crown for fire. Yep. Because that gives us at least one fire thing. Well, let's go for another miscellaneous room. Damage and area, definitely, because the meteors do have a pretty good area. I had so many poison gas bombs in an earlier playthrough today that I couldn't actually see the floor, and I kept getting killed because I would accidentally walk over the top of enemies that I couldn't see because there was so much poison. Yeah, so this is like, now we're already at 30% being able to do that. Oh, hello. A chest! Look at that. Yes, everything's slowly eating through there. That cooldown's not bad. That cooldown's pretty strong on all those. This is tempting. That thing's already doing truckloads of damage. Do we do this, I think? Yeah. Because that is a significant chunk of damage going out every time that thing fires. Like those green ones just are so beefy. We keep going crit. I feel like I need to take a little bit of... Sometimes it feels like I need just a little bit of defensive stuff. XP. Don't mind if I do. These random rooms are one way to get your meta progression currency. If you feel like you're behind on it most of the time, though, I end up using them for the 2 free levels, because the 2 levels are usually going to have something good for you in it. There we go. Look at that. Ooh, and projectile speed's not actually bad, but we need these stats more. Armory room purification. Yay! Purify us. Alright, a miscellaneous room, so that works. That's going to work out real well for us right there. Cooldown and damage. The closer you can get, the more cooldown in this game in all of its modes is probably, almost the king stat. Just simply because you get so much, you can just eat so much more damage out of everything. So it's like, okay, cool. But we do that 500 times faster now. So yeah, but then again, this game really does have it in it that it really does have that aspect of... I love our life is just going crazy over here. We'll go for a couple more minutes. I think we might be getting near to one of the mid bosses. Which is pretty cool. Like I actually really like the way this we want a touch of that. I was at about 40% movement speed, and I was running into like round patches because they would appear, and I was so fast that by the time I got there, they were fully manifest instead of like, so it was like, zoop, oh, I'm gonna turn. I could not turn. Survive. Cooldown an area. That's pretty good, actually. Especially since we have so much damage in that thing already. Like, those fireballs are doing some serious damage, too. We do so much damage. It's kind of amazing. And by the time you get towards the end of a run, which, by the way, was like 100, and I think the timer was at 115 minutes when I lost to the boss, I want to say. A little over 99. I know the last time I looked down was 99, so it was whatever, something past 99. I was kind of surprised that it took way long. So here in a moment, we're going to find out. Does it allow you to save in between? Because I need to get this done. Because I got to go take a blood test tomorrow. Get poked in my elbow. And maybe x-rayed. Who knows? Alright, let's see. Let's get some crit damage. Oh, let's do that again. Let's go with our birds at this point. Okay. Alright, we are about 25 minutes. That should work. Let's do one more room. Oh yeah, because this is the boss room. Perfect. Okay. Upgrade or XP? I think we're going to go with the upgrades because the XP you can kind of burn yourself into getting a lot of XP really easy. Queen of the Dogger! She is probably the... I wouldn't say she's the easier of the two because her pattern, like, depending on what weapon you're using, especially if you're a melee, like, her pattern is super hard if you're a melee. Look at that. That thing's just a straight nuke at this point. Projectile speed, heck yeah. Oh, she died off screen. Or her. Like, no. Ripping me. And we can decorruption a little. Alright. So we did manage to get that boss down. Yeah, look at our health bar up there. It's just great. It's like just slowly becoming nothing with that one type of art. And you can even see, like, look, like when we can get this stuff going with different fire relics, you can get a bunch of things. Let's go and see. Quit and return. No, quit. Continue. Okay, perfect. Yeah, level 47. Perfect. So if if you're midway through, you don't have to go the whole 99 minutes. So this has been Nordic Ashes Remnants of Corruption DLC. If you like Nordic Ashes, again, this is basically everything you already like, but more of it in a slightly different packaging, which actually makes you think a little bit more about what kind of upgrades you're doing in the tower, which I think is pretty cool. So again, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, I hope you have a great day.